Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2023. The album Dad, Shimmy Shimmy, AF. The summer edition only by KTEL and Casablanca Records. A little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids growing up in the heartland. Boost! R-O-C-K in the USA. R-O-C-K in the USA. Boost! That's the interval, do you get it? Okay. That's when a smoke was a smoke, and groovin' was groovin'. Dancing meant everything. We were young and we were improving. It's my favorite John Mellencamp song, and I can't even get the chorus right. I can't even get it right. Oh my God. That's when a smoke was a smoke. If I was in my good Judy Tanya's car and we were driving around right now, trust, okay, I would sound like none other than John Mellencamp. That's when a smoke was a smoke, and groovin' was groovin'. Dancing meant everything. We were young and we were, I can't get it right. And listen, I was just listening to it on my iTunes too. So for those of you that don't like my long intros and my storytelling, just fast forward through all this, but I got a little story for you, okay? So for those of you that don't watch my vlog and don't know the intricates of my life, the intricate, intimate details of my life, okay, that I keep in my panty drawer. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that in the video. That's like one of my least favorite words of life. I hate meaty, juicy, panties. What are some of my other, Davenport, slacks, trousers? I hate all those words, and I definitely hate them used in a sentence together. But anyway, so these are my intimate, intricate details of my life that I keep hidden underneath in my panty drawer. Okay, so anyway, for those of you that don't know and don't watch my vlog, my ex is from Seymour, Indiana, okay? And Seymour, Indiana is the home of John Cougar Mellencamp. And when you drive into Seymour, Indiana, which is just a small town in Jackson County, Indiana, when you drive, but it's like literally the epitome of Indiana, okay? When you drive in, there's a huge sign, and it says, "Welcome to Seymour, Indiana, home of the birthplace of John Cougar Mellencamp and the Oktoberfest the first weekend of October." So those are the two things that Seymour is famous for. As well as having, I believe, in Indiana, the largest Walmart distribution center, which is to the left when you drive in off of 51. So anyway, but I spent many, many days through the years in Seymour, Indiana. My two good Judies of life, Rhonda and Kyla, still live in Seymour. I love them dearly. Just talked to them not too long ago. I actually think they're in Las Vegas, Nevada right now. So if you are girls, I hope you're having lots of fun. But anyway, I love Seymour, and when I started dating my ex, we would go down there a lot on weekends, and we would visit our friends and things like that, and we'd go to the Seymour City pool, and we would get our nachos and our frozen Snicker bars and things like that. We would bounce in the pool because it was so cold. That's what you do when you go to the city pool, okay? When you grow up in a town where you go to the city pool, I used to go to the city pool when I was growing up in Indianapolis and things like that. But, just so you don't, if you don't know what you don't know is a lot, okay? Indiana is kind of synonymous with John Cougar Mellencamp. I don't even know, like, I'm so afraid to get in a video anymore and like sing somebody's songs, like even Stevie Nicks, because I'm like, is John Mellencamp, is he problematic? I don't know. So if John Mellencamp is problematic, I am not aware of that, okay? I don't know if somebody's gonna come out and do some exposed video on John Mellencamp. I don't know. All I know is the story that I'm about to tell. So, I didn't really listen to a lot of John Mellencamp growing up. I just didn't. And my friends and I, we like the song Cherry Bomb, which is, that's when a smoke was a smoke, and groovin' was groovin'. Okay, so anyway, and I love that, if you've ever seen the video where the girls are like dancing and they're doing this little thing, it's really cute. It kind of epitomizes summer in Indiana, that video. So anyway, but I hadn't like really listened to a lot of John Mellencamp. So then I started dating my ex, and we would go down to Seymour, like I said, on the weekends, and we would go shoot pool at this bar that was called O'Brien Street. I had my own pool stick and everything, okay? A little unknown fact about Peter Monn is that I am, like, really good at pool. That's, like, one of the only things I'm good at, but I'm very good at pool, and I have my own stick and all this kind of stuff. It's still in the basement, and I got it in my little carrying case and everything like that, right? Okay, so anyway, we would go to O'Brien Street and we would shoot pool, right? And they had a jukebox in there, and people would non-stop on the jukebox play John Mellencamp, Little Pink Houses, Jack and Diane, you know, all the songs, R-O-C-K in the USA and all this kind of stuff, right? And so I, like, slowly started falling in love with John Mellencamp and his music and, like, downloaded all his music and all this kind of stuff. There was this restaurant, and I can't for the life of me remember what it is. I tried to look it up online, I couldn't find it, but we used to go to it, and it was, like, this drive-in. It was called, like, Rocky Top or something like that. And it was this drive-in, like literally like a Sonic, but like the old school day Sonics. And it was like you drive in and they had like tater tots and cheeseburgers and things like that, you know, and you would sit outside on little picnic tables or you could have them bring it to your car. And the house right next to it was the house that John Mellencamp grew up in and his parents still lived in. And so when you would sit there, you'd see like in the driveway, there'd be like 3 Porsche Cayennes, a Range Rover, and like whatever. I mean, it was like this really cool like 2-3 story Victorian house. And so anyway, I remember that back in the day. But anyway, and then my good Judy and I, we went to Farm Aid the very first summer that I started dating my ex. And a little kind of unknown memory, but we went to Farm Aid and we were getting ready to leave because the last performer was John Mellencamp. And we were both like, we don't really care about John Mellencamp. But we had really good seats. We were like in the pavilion and stuff. We were like 10th row in the pavilion at Deer Creek. Well, I don't know what it's called today, but it's changed its name so many times. Back in the day, we used to call it Deer Creek. So anyway, it was where I saw my very last Dead show ever. So anyway, so we were in the pavilion and we were like walking out. And John Mellencamp comes out and he starts playing R-O-C-K in the USA, which to this day is still not one of my favorite John Mellencamp songs, right? But the audience went crazy. Like, they went nuts. And so my friend and I, we looked at each other and we're like, okay, maybe we need to go back for this. And so we went back. And I mean to tell you, if you have never seen John Mellencamp live, do yourself a favor if he ever is somewhere live and try to go see him. Absolutely incredible show does he put on. I just was blown away and became even a bigger fan. And then one year, while walking around the Oktoberfest with my good Judies, my ex and my good Judies, Rhonda and Kyla, we would go there to do the cakewalk every year. Y'all know what the cakewalk is. It's where like you go in a circle and whoever lands and you get the cake at the end. We would always go for the cakewalk. So anyway, but John Mellencamp was playing on his guitar, just sitting there with another guy right outside this guitar shop. And he used to go and frequent this restaurant called Poplar Street and stuff like that. So anyway, cool little moment. I've been seeing all these things online that say like, nicest celebrity you've ever met, rudest celebrity you've ever met. Have you guys been seeing these go around Twitter? And I've been like trying to think about it. I'm like, I met a few celebrities in my day, but I don't really know like who the nicest or who the rudest one is. I have to say that like most people, I'm trying to think, have I ever met anybody that's been really rude? Most people that I've met, I mean, other than like YouTube, do we consider YouTube people celebrities? I mean, I know that, I guess since I'm talking about them in a video, we probably do. But, you know, I have to say the majority of the people that I have met have always been very genuinely nice and are just like other human beings. Like they're just, you know, they kind of just want to be left to their own and whatever, are super, super nice. But anyway, so I didn't meet John Mellencamp, but I did see him about 3 feet away playing guitar and I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, it's John Mellencamp. Okay, let's go shoot pool at Bryan Street. So anyway, there's my little story for the day. Hey, how are you guys doing? Okay, so it's officially a summer in Indiana. I've been doing hour and a half vlogs over my vlog channel. People say it's like a podcast where I just sit and tell stories of my life and talk about what TV shows I'm watching and what I've been doing and things like that. And then I got done yesterday and I was like, okay, I'm gonna weed this front walk that I've been meaning to do all week. So I weeded the front walk. Then I put on my brand new pair of Hoka shoes, which everybody told me is like walking on clouds. I don't know that I would equate them to walking on clouds, okay? Maybe on broken glass is kind of how they feel a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to have to let them break in a little bit. But I walked for a half an hour, and then I came back, and then I was like, I texted my neighbor, and I was like, hey, do you want to go to the pool and christen the pool? Because yesterday was the first day that the pool was open. So I went to the pool and got in. It was freezing cold. It was like 60 degrees or something like that. But we christened the pool. And so I had a great day yesterday. But then I was so tired. And so I went to bed last night at like 10 o'clock or something like that. And I slept and then I slept like the entire night. So I'm very rested today, okay? So for all of you that come over here to my videos and they say, Peter, are you on something when you film your videos? Yes, I am on Life. This is called Life. I have been sober for 28 and a half years. I'm very grateful for my sobriety. It's so funny to me when people put those things out there. I'm like, you know what? We are not a glum lot, okay? Those of us that are sober and living good lives today and in whatever way you stay sober, like, God love you, and we are out there and we are living lives and we are having fun. And the fact that people sometimes are like, oh, are you on something when you're filming your video? I think people think that I would take offense to that, but I don't. I actually think it's kind of funny. And I'm kind of like, I love that people think that, oh, like, this is just my natural energy, you know? So anyway, all right, let's get into Boost! Today's video. I hope that you guys had a fantastic weekend. Today, we're going to talk about Jaclyn Hill returning to Twitter. So for those of you that do not know, Jaclyn Hill, who I did a video about the other day. Hold on, I need a little lip gloss. She, actually, I have to tell you, so Ginger Art of Gerard Cosmetics sent me the collaboration that she did with Emily Baker of lip glosses. And it's still in my kitchen because I want to open it on a Peter Does Stuff video. But once I open that, I'll be using those lip glosses on my channel probably. So anyway, for those of you out there that have seen the collaboration or whatever, it looks very cool. I haven't even opened the box yet because I want to be surprised on video. I want the influencer gasp, woo! Like Michaela Nagara on video. So anyway, for those of you that don't know, Jaclyn Hill came out. Hold on a second. I had it all queued up. She came out on, let's see, January 14th of 2023. I'll put it up here somewhere. Let me screenshot it. And she said, goodbye, Twitter. Goodbye, cruel world. I can't handle all the hate and the bullying that happens to me on a regular basis. People are so mean to me. You know, if you go to the finishing school of Jaclyn Hill Torrey, one of the lessons that you will learn for the free price of fuzzy lipsticks and cheap jewelry is that the cruelest thing, okay, that will ever happen to you while you're online is that people will constantly come for you. Now, she came out, you know, months ago and she said the one thing that she's learned in all of her years of being on social media is how cruel people will be. That's it, Jaclyn. That's the one thing you've learned. You didn't learn how people line your pockets with money to help you buy Birkins or houses or even to put out jewelry that you don't wear, the I Do jewelry collection that you don't even wear at your own wedding, which I think is tacky as hell, that you don't even back your own jewelry wedding collection to wear to your own wedding. But anyway, the cruelest thing that that one thing that she's learned in 10 years that you would learn if you go to the finishing school of Jaclyn Hill Torrey is that people are cruel. That's what she's learned in all of her years of being on social media. So anyway, apparently she learned it on this post when she said goodbye, Twitter. Because if you go underneath here and you read the responses, they're kind of funny, okay? People are like, bye, girl. And I'm just reading these down. Bye-bye. Girl, why are you announcing your departure? Just delete the app. And then somebody put like a funny face. Bye, girl. And then somebody said, bye, Felicia. And there was all these memes of people just like, I mean, I can't even put them on here, but they're all just like people just like waving, like bye, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody said, can you comment on this before you leave? And this is about her cat and why she couldn't let her cat inside and all this kind of stuff. And then somebody said, the Logan Paul of the beauty community is doing what scammers do. They take your money and run. She is running right over to Instagram where she can filter and censor y'all's comments, which she came out then and said that which came out later, and she said that she was going to start deleting comments and blocking people on Instagram because people were so mean to her she couldn't handle it. You know what I mean? Okay, so then people said, someone fill me in. Why is everyone being so mean? Why is everyone happy to see her go? She's still a person, y'all. Let's see what the comments are underneath here. The person she stole the name Cozy from is also a person. A person who had to work her butt off so some entitled millionaire could come and steal it and never address it. Matter of fact, she whines about how she's treated while stepping on others that have worked hard. And then this person responded and said, like I said, I'm so out of the loop and was just wondering. And then it goes on and people are talking about all these different rumors with her and the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics and whether or not she was the CEO and things like that. Somebody else said, girl, just go. We realized you left when we tried to search for you, LOL. And then somebody else said, before you leave, I think I actually responded to this when I did my video talking about how she was leaving Twitter. Before you leave, care to comment on this? Is this true? And this is the U.S. Bankruptcy Court document where it came out and said that Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics apparently was filing for bankruptcy. I don't even know, but it's the LLC files for bankruptcy, which was before the court documents came out about all that kind of stuff. Somebody said, way to be dramatic. Somebody said, why show accountability when you could just run, I guess. Somebody said, okay, bye. Somebody said, bye, liar. Somebody said, bye, bye. Somebody said, huge mean girl vibes, bye. I mean, people are just, like, letting her kind of have it in the comment sections, honestly. Somebody said, why say bye? Just leave. Not as if you can't be found on other platforms. I mean, all you and others use Twitter for was drama. Somebody said, why say goodbye if you're still here? Haha, because she never deleted her account. Leaves, comes back 3 months later. Hey, everyone, I missed you so much. Buy my new product. Which makes you kind of wonder if Jaclyn Hill doesn't have new products coming out. She just did a sale over the weekend where, and I found this to be very interesting, and I was sent this to quite a few people, by quite a few people, that a lot of her jewelry on Jaclyn Roxanne was marked down literally from like $50 to like $19. It wasn't just half off, it was like 2/3 off, right? And so all these people that have been buying Jaclyn Roxanne jewelry and supporting her, it's like, well, I don't know if she can't sell it, which is why she's putting it on such a markdown or such clearance. But like, for all these people, I would be a little bitter, in all honesty, if and hey, listen, you know, sell your stuff on sale, sell it on clearance. You know, everybody does it. Shane Dawson does it. Jaclyn Hill does it. Jeffree Star does it. Everybody does it, right? But I'd be a little bitter if I was somebody that was a Jaclyn Hill diehard fan that had supported her through the years, that spent $50 on a pair of earrings, and 2 months later, they were $19. I'd be a little bitter about that. So that's just my personal opinion. I probably wouldn't buy from that person again. And this is just me talking about companies in general. This is not me talking about Jaclyn Hill. I probably wouldn't buy from that company again. I would only buy from their clearance. Like, I would just look to constantly see if they were putting stuff on clearance or on sales, and I would wait until they had a sale coming out, because I wouldn't want to buy full price if I thought that down the road that stuff was going to come out. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain brands and certain things that you know that are never going to go on sale, but like, if you know that she's putting a pair of earrings up that are $50 and she's going to reduce them to $19, I think there's a lot of people that probably be like, well, I could have saved myself, you know, what is that, $31 by not buying them 2 months ago. So I think next time I'll just wait for the sale is what I'll do. So I don't know that she's not kind of hurting herself to some degree, but Jaclyn Hill has come out. Hold on a second, let me pull this up. And she came out, I think this was today or yesterday, 16 hours ago. And I'm not going to throw it up here on a receipt, but she threw up this picture right here of her at her wedding. And she said, allow me to reintroduce myself. And now she has changed her Twitter name to Jaclyn Torrey, at Jaclyn Torrey 1. And when you go to her profile picture, there is an insane amount of emojis, which I think is interesting. The very first emoji that she has is lipstick. Then she has lips, and then funny, then dancing, then nail polish, then heels, and dogs. She doesn't have a cat in here. But because even though she's the happy cat mom, justice for Puss Puss. And then it says Instagram at Jaclyn Hill. And then she still has up here, oh, let me screenshot this for down the road. She has CEO of Jaclyn Cosmetics and Jaclyn Roxanne. Interesting to me that she doesn't have in there CEO of Cozy, which she said was going to be her legacy. That Jordan even said to her, I think Cozy is going to be your legacy. In fact, she doesn't have anywhere in her profile any mention of Cozy whatsoever. But it does still say that she's the CEO of Jaclyn Cosmetics, which I'm like, is this spelled incorrectly? Which I think at this point now, with all the court documents coming out and things like that, and she still hasn't addressed her audience and talked about it, I think we kind of know that Jaclyn Hill is, I think we know a little ditty about Jaclyn Diane, an American scammer in the beauty brands. I think we know now that it is very skeptical, allegedly, that she was ever the CEO or what her part really ever was in Jaclyn Cosmetics, you know. She isn't listed as the CEO, the CFO. She isn't listed as the toilet lady. She isn't listed as, I don't know, the marketing director. She isn't listed, you know, I mean, she's not listed as the script girl. She's not listed as anything, okay? Except for kind of like creative, not even creative director, which I said in my video the other day. She's kind of listed as like, she's exchanging like her creative face and whatever for like to sell products or whatever. So it makes it look like she's just kind of like the front of Jaclyn Cosmetics, but there are many, many other investors in there So we still to this day do not know, because Jaclyn Hill hasn't come out and said anything about it. And it's not like these people that were CEOs are going to like start a YouTube channel and start talking about it, you know? So until the court documents go through and until the court situation is finalized, I don't think we're really going to know, you know? I will say what's interesting is that, you know, in looking at her Twitter, when people were saying things about her filing bankruptcy, and a lot of people at that time were speculating, and they're like, she's just, you know, moving things around. It doesn't mean that she's going under. It doesn't mean that Jaclyn Cosmetics is going under and whatever. And this is what's always very interesting to me is the people that will defend certain people ad nauseum when literally they have the facts right in front of their face. And it's like, okay, you love this person so much. And I've said this in videos before, and I'll say it again. There are people out there that I have loved in my past, like Roseanne, okay, that have done things that are undefendable, that I cannot get in a video and I couldn't, you know, whatever, and say, to this day, I stand behind what they've done. So it's crazy to me with the amount of scandals, the amount of lies that Jaclyn Hill has gotten herself into through the years, or Jaclyn Torrey or whatever. I guess Jaclyn Hill is the stage name that she's choosing to continue to go by. It's amazing to me that people continue to stand by her. You know, stand by somebody and say, well, I understand that Jaclyn's gone through all of these scandals. I understand that Jaclyn's got caught in a lot of lies. You know, I understand all this kind of stuff, but there's still something about her that I love. There's still something about her that is endearing to me. Or I watched her videos, and her videos really helped me get through tough times in my life, so I'll probably never veer away from her. Or there were certain products of hers that I really, really loved, so I probably will still try to buy certain ones of her, or certain products of hers that come out. That doesn't necessarily mean that I stand behind everything that she does or co-sign everything that she does. I think that's my issue, right? Is that it's like diehard people that come out and they just are so like, they will stand behind anything that she does and defend it, when Jaclyn Hill won't even come out in a video, a tweet, an Instagram story and defend her own nonsense. Why are you defending it for her when she's come out and said that the one thing she's learned is how cruel people can be? She's lumping you into that. I hope you realize that. I mean, if one thing I've learned about Jaclyn Hill in the 6.5 years that I've covered her is Jaclyn Hill doesn't really care a whole lot about her audience other than the money that they're going to make her. And I don't know if you haven't witnessed that or not. You know, like, it was interesting because I was watching the podcast with Jordan, and Jordan said that Jaclyn Hill always takes time to stop and sign autographs and take pictures with people and whatever. And, you know, there was something about that that kind of was like in my ear. It was like, it was like a bug flying around in my ear, you know? I was like, get out, get out, get out. And the more I thought about it, and I was like, you know, and I got to go back and look through my receipts, but I feel like I did a video several years ago where Jaclyn, it was like somebody called her out because she was rather rude to some fans or something like that. And I just have not witnessed, you know, with her blocking people, with her only allowing glowing comments, with people questioning her. I mean, when fans would come out and question her about scandals that she had gotten into, people that would say, Jaclyn, I love you. I have bought your products for years. I have supported you online and by buying your products. I don't understand the situation, like, for example, with Cozy, and she blocks him, okay? That is not somebody that is supporting their audience. That is not somebody that loves their fans. That is somebody that is running from whatever scandal is going on. So it's interesting to me, you know? But now she's doing this whole thing, which a lot of people are accusing her of rebranding, and that the timing just happens to be around when she got married, and so she's using her name change as a way to kind of rebrand, which is interesting to me because she's not really rebranding, because she's keeping her stage name Jaclyn Hill, which, you know, in all honesty, I think is probably smart, because I think if she changed everything to Jaclyn Torrey, I think it would be very confusing to a lot of people when they would look up Jaclyn Hill. I mean, if you look up Jaclyn Hill on Instagram, it pulls up Jaclyn Torrey. I just did it, so I know that for a fact. But I think it would be very confusing to people, and I think she knows that. I think to change her Instagram and her Twitter is setting a precedent and saying, I am now married to Jordan, I am Jordan's wife. I understand her doing that, okay? I mean, it's not a whole lot different than what most people do on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and things like that, right? But for her to come out with her cosmetic brand, if it's even hers, or whatever else, okay? And change her name, change her YouTube channel to Jaclyn Torrey. No, I probably don't think that that's a really great idea. I think that it would probably hurt her down the road. So anyway, you know, she's come out. I will say that it's interesting when you read through the comments on here, on her picture of allow me to reintroduce myself. A lot of, I mean, it's in comparison to where she was 3 months ago, and maybe this was smart of her to take time off. I mean, it's very much the James Charles tactic of leaving, you know, social media for 4 to 6 months and acting like you just aren't there at all. She comes back to glowing responses from people. I mean, when you go underneath here and you read it, it's like every comment is very, very nice. Hold on a second. Welcome back, Queen. Congrats. So happy for you. I love that you changed your last name on here. Congratulations. So crazy to see. Love it. You're glowing. Absolutely stunning. Welcome back, Mrs. Tori. We've missed you. Absolutely gorgeous. So fabulous. I mean, every comment is like glowing in her favor, right? Which is very, very interesting from where she was. I guess I said it was 4 months ago. What was it? 5, 6 months ago when she left Twitter and people were like, bye, see ya. Can't be bothered with you. You know, go away. You know, bye, 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 bye. Why are you announcing that you're leaving? And now she comes back 5 months later and it's like people have forgotten things, which is really interesting to me. And having covered beauty influencer drama, YouTube drama for 6.5 years, like I said, you know, there seems to be this thing where if you take enough time off, you know, and that other scandals will happen over time, and that people will forget what one person did because someone else will come out and what they did was 10 times worse. And so it's like people kind of forget. Like I can't even personally remember what was going on with Jaclyn Hill when she left Twitter at that time that she was so upset, except for the Cozy brand, which was probably what was going on, and she couldn't handle the comments. So she said, I'm leaving Twitter. I can't handle it, right? So anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. Now I have to tell you, I have been watching a lot of Q&As lately. A lot of people have been doing Q&As, and I was like, you know what? It's the end of the month tomorrow. It's the last day of May before we start summer. And I want to do a Q&A. So I'm going to be doing a Q&A tomorrow. I'm going to be putting up announcement on my Instagram, which is where I always put up for questions on my Instagram. That way they can, you know, I can see all the questions, like just go down and like copy them and things like that. So if you would like to ask me a question for my Q&A, anything goes. Anything goes. I'm going to be answering questions I haven't ever answered over here before. Go check out my Instagram at Peter Monn and leave your question in the little area down there where I ask for questions. Anyway, I love you guys and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.